Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a good one for you today. We're going to go over some fundamental news and what's going on with XRP price. Are we going to lose all our gains? Are we going to the moon? What's in front of us right now? We're going to get into that big time today. Let's go ahead and roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at @BackupBradley above at the top of the screen, and everything that we're talking about here today. $1.980 trillion crypto market cap right now. We are off a little bit from the 2.01315 that we had this morning. So we've seen a little bit of money leave the market in the last few hours here, 3-4 hours. So let's go ahead and look at the range price of XRP. We are at $1.17, 117.58. The low side of the price range for XRP is at 113.72. The high side is at 124.51. We're going to hear from more than one technical analyst, and I think you're going to like what they have to say. Let's go ahead and look at some of this fundamental news so we don't forget what's taking place in the crypto space as well as with Ripple and XRP. And this is attorney seal right here. Walmart is the latest Fortune 500 company hiring a cryptocurrency expert, according to CNBC and Apple News. And we went over this the other day, but this is just a highlight of what is taking place. So regardless of the SEC lawsuit, which is really speaking to the whole crypto space and not just Ripple XRP, many people have stated that that case is important for the entire crypto space. We also know what? Legislation from the Senate that has now been sent to the House has some verbiage when it deals with dealer broker, which is a mess. So we've got to get through all of that. But it's not stopping Amazon and it's not stopping Walmart. They're building, baby. And they're building for crypto. And so is DeFi. DeFi platforms are decentralizing e-commerce safely and efficiently. These platforms allow customers to exchange assets on their own terms and to act independently by removing financial middlemen. And this is an article here from entrepreneur.com. And you guys know I've said this and I've been very vocal about it. I really believe that the next big regulatory moment for crypto is going to be the DeFi space. How do you regulate these decentralized platforms that have no intermediary? One of the ways we've seen a signal that shows us which way it could go here in the United States is that Wyoming has the DAO, the decentralized autonomous organizations or platforms that can be registered in Wyoming, but with an LLC. So there's a humans attached to the platform when you register as an LLC. And that way, should there be any errors or something wrong with the platform itself, you know that there's going to be some accountability from the people that are listed on the LLC. Right. We'll see how that develops there. Let's see. And in this article, the intersection of e-commerce and NFTs and how NFT technology is changing DeFi, just very quickly here. DeFi technology allows for inherent convenience of goods, centralized markets without allowing the wealth and governance authority pool into one person's wallet. Essentially, DeFi is enabled by the blockchain, which enables permissionless peer-to-peer transactions. This removes middlemen like banks and other large financial institutions. However, I'm concerned about whether it removes the regulator or not, right? That's the point I've been making all along here. Fees, documentation, and legal jurisdiction prevent many people across the world from accessing the financial tools they need to succeed, which is very, very true. And DeFi platforms circumvent the need for all of these things and allow them to transact in a secure environment. NFTs are the driving force behind a significant portion of the DeFi infrastructure. NFTs are limited to collectibles. They represent programmable bits of data stored on the blockchain. The blockchain provides a transparent, hack-proof storage solution This equates to ownership over pieces of data that can be programmed to do different things when interacted with. Let's break that down and demonstrate how the new DeFi platforms are decentralizing e-commerce safely and efficiently. And it says on the most basic level, and I want you to understand this because I believe NFTs are going to be enormous in this space. I really do. On the most basic level, an NFT can be owned by one person, and the only way to take it away from that person is to pay for it. There's no way to duplicate it or steal it, even after it is sold. It can be programmed to continue giving royalties to the original owner. It's easy to see how these concepts quickly translate into e-commerce potential. There was a concert not long ago, and I forget who the artist was, and forgive me because I wanted to give them a shout out for doing what they were doing. They're going to concerts and then throwing out cards that gave people the access to NFTs for their tunes and their record and their album, right? So I think this is really going to be the next evolution of the music industry. I really do, as well as art itself, right? All right, looking right here, if you haven't seen the video from this morning, please go watch it. We go a little deeper into this, but this is just to remind you that we have a voice and we have been heard. Government watchdog and power oversight whistleblowers and research is now going to look into getting documents and records that are targeting Jay Clayton and William Hinman and Mark Berger over the potential conflicts of interest on crypto while they were in office. And I can't wait because I think it absolutely needs to be investigated. So again, go watch the video from this morning. I do want to hit you with this real quick here. I thought this was interesting because this is an original post from James K. Filan, who we absolutely love and respect. And he says Ripple has filed its opposition to the SEC's motion to compel Ripple to search for and produce the relevant Slack application communications, which I covered this morning a little heavier. But what I thought I wanted to share here is Crypto Seeker DC went a little further here and said, thanks, James. It looks as though Judge Netburn has ruled on something similar in the past. Is this correct, he asked, and it looks like it may be. It looks like she did a ruling back in 2013 of September 11th there, where she did a SEC demands more unreasonable considered against this backdrop. Simply put, the SEC is not entitled to seek discovery of every single document potentially relevant to their claims or defense. So we don't know. That's not an absolute guarantee that that's how she'll rule in this case with Ripple, but it feels good to know that Judge Netburn has not been afraid to do it in the past. That's how I think we should see that. This is a reminder here of just how big what Ripple and XRP are doing and achieving together every single day, whether it's in the United States or the rest of the world where the majority of their customers are. Standard Charter here from James Rule XRP says $380 million in 6 different investments. Investments at the bank include blockchain network Ripple, whose XRP token has a capitalization of around $48 billion. According to CoinMarketCap, making it the 6th largest cryptocurrency by market value. It's also an investor in Cobalt, a trading technology provider based in the UK. We know also BNY, Citibank, BNB Paribas, right? All of these cats are invested in some way and working in some way with Ripple. So really great to see these reminders when you see price kind of, correcting or pulling back or what have you. This is BitBoy right here, and he's got a little shot that he gives here that I want to give to you, and it's right here for about a minute and a half or so here. So let me let this play because he believes we are going to have the most explosive alt season we've ever seen. And he gives a reminder about how XRP is really now at this point woven into RippleNet ODL. And I agree with him. Listen to this.
That all of the judgment and the hate towards the XRP army and all of the things that they've said over the last few years, I think it's going to age very badly because it looks like they're right about a lot of stuff. Now,
before he discredits us a little bit, let's just go ahead and understand this. It's nice to see someone like BitBoy show the humility that he had been at that laughing at us bit, but he's past that and he's well past it, and I commend him for it.
Were they getting crazy conspiracy, theory? Were they doing crazy conspiracy theories and reading too much into things? Maybe on some level. but the banks are adopting XRP. The big narrative before was that, oh, the banks were using the Ripple technology, but they weren't going to be using XRP. Now, a lot of people don't know, when Ripple rebranded a lot of their products and came out with RippleNet, you have to use XRP to use.
That's not actually true. You can use RippleNet and go dollar to dollar settlement. A lot of banks are doing that today. You get the full scale intended use and benefits from using the XRP native token to the XRP ledger for sure, though.
Use RippleNet. You have to use XRP to use their on-demand liquidity service now. XRP is now woven into that entire, the UI that is RippleNet that all the banks are going to be using. And we're seeing slowly, one by one in Asia, more banks committing to Ripple. This has already been determined. The banks are going to use Ripple. When you start understanding that 90% of the banks are owned by basically one entity, you really start understanding that these dominoes are falling, but they've been predetermined to fall. So Ripple is out there doing work right now. They're adding so much to what they're offering, and the banks are starting to adopt it. Meanwhile, in the United States, they've got the SEC lawsuit. It's very clear they're winning that lawsuit. It's very clear at worst they're getting a slap on the wrist. How do we know that? Well, we know it from all the news, but we also know it because around the world, they're continuing business like normal. They haven't slowed down at all. They know that they're going to win this. And when that happens, which I'm being told by some insiders on the case, the middle of September at the latest is going to be when this thing is going to be settled. They said things are changing rapidly. It could be much earlier than that. It could change as we get closer to that date. But by the middle of September, the SEC lawsuit should be settled. So in about a month from now. So you think about that September 12th date for Cardano, and you think about the middle of September for XRP, we could be looking at the most explosive altcoin season we've ever seen, led by those two coins.
That part I absolutely agree with. We don't know if the lawsuit will end in September, but if it does, it would be certainly timely. That is for damn sure, to his point. And I'll tell you what else is pretty interesting too. Don't forget about Flare Networks, right? Don't forget about Flare Networks, because Flare Networks could be jumping off and be really, really big, providing deep liquidity for this market and all the tokens that are really going to be offered on Flare Finance through Flare Networks and all of that. That has the ability to really, really game change some stuff if that launches in the manner that they tell us it will. So all of those things syncing up at that time, I'm telling you, it really would be, he's right in that regard. I mean, that would make for an incredible off season. It really would. This is Crypto Bull to speak to that, who says XRP has broken major resistance and turning it into support. As we are cooling off, we may drop to the 108 to 104 area before our next move up. Things are cyclical, right? They move in waves, right? The price goes up and then it pulls back. People get frustrated, then they sell. But look at this. So, I mean, he said 108 to 104. I want you to see these similarities between all these different TA people, because I think it's important. XRP Shark, shout out to you. If top of this wave is in, we will see 89 cents to $1.05, golden pocket, before more upside comes. The next 2 or 3 days should show. The other scenario is to move to $1.47 from here and first retrace and then retrace from that point. So he's giving you the up and downside. If we break down, downside correction or back test of support, anywhere between 89 cents to $1.05. If we see something move up and go strong, you could be looking at $1.47. And then here it is right here, the CoinsKid, baby. Shout out to CoinsKid right here. And let's put it in right here and let you listen for about 2 minutes here. He's going to lay it down and listen again to how all these technical analysts are lining up and what they see.
Yeah, so you're under the EMAs. So basically, you're still under a bit of pressure. You are breaking out of a little reversal pattern just there for XRP. So yeah, on the hourly here, look, I'll show you this. So your technical target from these horizontal is from the first point of contact at the top straight down to the bottom like that, okay? And you can see that if you broke resistance like that, that's your technical target of continuation, where you will be looking at $1.41. But as you can see, you lost.
And that's close to the $1.47 that we heard XRP Shark talk about. If we break to the upside, keep listening.
support, didn't you, of this horizontal? And when you lose support, what happens? You go short, and you can see, boom, technical target met. That's where you had a little double bottom wick there. This shows strength, by the way. When you see wicks like this, that's strength. The buying pressure's there. So this is a little bit of a reversal pattern right now. It's not technically come down to the 109, has it? But if you do start to see it hitting its head, because you are in a bearish cross, look, a bearish cross on the hourly, you're under resistance. If you do start to see the continual hitting your head, you are looking at a 109. And from here right now, you know, if it was to continue to depreciate, that would be a further 9.6% depreciation for XRP. But like I said to you, take a look at the 4 hour. Where is that? On the 4 hourly 55, that's where your 55 is, coming up 109. So that's golden. I mean, if you can get that opportunity, that would be absolutely great. Okay, but you are starting to get back up with the EMAs on the 4 hourly, which is actually really, really strong. So you might not get lucky and come down to the 55 at this point, but you did. This is what I mean. You're getting overextended. You need to come back to support. You're holding support like a boss. You know, overextended, come back to the 55, continuation. Overextended, potentially come back to this 55, continuation. It works in waveforms. Okay, so it's all good, really. It's all good. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to crash to oblivion, but you are creating some kind of little reversal pattern just here. Let me show you this. Okay, so this is highly tradable as well. So you've come down, you've made
so he's giving you the rollover, you know, back test support lines to 109 possibly, right?
Basically a triple bottom just there.
Now you're going to get the top projection.
But you've got this level of resistance that XRP's created for itself. Do you see this? So you've got this point of contact, resistance. Right now you are coming up against it. Now if you do start to break this level of resistance just here for XRP, you've equally got a little reversal pattern, and I'll show you the technical target. So it's from the level of resistance down to the low, and that's where you'll see, you know, if XRP does break out here, you're looking at a beautiful little upside pump, continuation of this WW bottom. Look at this, perfect little W double bottom like that for XRP, where potentially you come up to this target here, which is 130, and from the break of that resistance you would start to get back above DMAs. You'd actually take out this level of resistance as well, because this is previous support. Like I said to you, look, you lost support, you go short, and just there you will be looking at a further continuation of 5.85% for the break of that support. So it's looking good. You know, you've got your breakdown target. If you do continue hitting its head and it starts to form a lower low than this right now at 116, I would anticipate you are coming down here to this swing high, okay, and this swing low, because that's what happens when you lose swing lows, you target swing highs. Okay, there is an enormous level of support there for XRP. If you break 120, sorry, you start to come up and get back up with DMAs on the hourly, you're looking at a beautiful little pump, and from there, you know, if we do get the party started again for XRP, you're looking at a whopping impulsive wave. I'll show you right now. You know, if you can come up to 130 and you get back up with a 786, because with that,
and look at that right there, 145. Which is incredible to me, because you see the same thing showing up when you see XRP Shark 147, 189 to 105. You know what I mean? Then the similarity here as well, talking about 108 to 104. This to me is stuff that really makes me comfortable when I start seeing, after these gains we've had, and we start to erase them as we start to roll back and back test that support. So that's going to do it for me, but that's where we are. Everybody's seeing more upside. It's just about whether it's today or in the next several days. And you know what? I've been here a long time, and I'm not going anywhere until we see 4 or 5 digit XRP, baby. That's what I know, but I'll take these gains in the interim. I can tell you that. All right, make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below. Make sure you share with somebody. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Check out all the links in the description box and the comment section. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Ripple, it was back on the board. Let's see if it's there right now. Is it still up there? It's sold out in minutes. But you know what? Link 2's back on the board. And let me tell you what else is. Kraken's back, or going to be back on the board soon. Keep a lookout for all this. Uphold, Link 2. The best time to check, I'm finding, is about 11 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you keep checking this to see what's in there. And I will catch all of you on the next one.